Hello guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 10:09 a.m.
So it's 9 minutes past 10 on a Saturday morning. I've had 2 cups of coffee, I've had a can of Pepsi and I've eaten a banana. Now I thought, right, for a change I'm going to ring my mum. My mum, what's my mum's name? You should all know by now. My mum's name is Jennifer. Jenny for short. My name is Crystal and Jenny is my mum. Right? So, what do I do on every morning? I take Max for a walk. Here he is, a 3-year-old Chihuahua, 3 years old, pure Chihuahua, and he's my best friend. And every day when I get up in the morning and I feel depressed and I feel sad, he comes and he sits there and he'll get his little paw and he'll go, Mummy, it's time for a walk. Right? When you've got pets, right, or kids, they make sure you get up first thing in the morning, don't they? You can't oversleep. And they make your day, and they give you a reason for getting up and enjoying life. Their little doggy eyes, their faces, cats, dogs, even a bird, you know. So I haven't gone out yet, so I'm preparing to. I thought I'd ring my mum this morning. She'd rung all week, and she answered the phone merrily, bright, you know, like my mum does. And, you know, I haven't spoken to her since Monday, so she was completely normal, not worried or anything like that, speaking in a normal tone. And I said to my mum, I haven't been feeling well lately, and it's not Jenny that's not feeling well, it's me, Crystal. I said, I haven't been feeling well lately, I felt a bit dizzy last night. She said, have you been drinking enough water? She said, try drinking a bit more water. Have you been exercising too much? She said, go back to bed. I can't go back to bed for obvious reasons. I live in a multi-storey block of flats, 15 flats. I've got people right above me and kids running across the ceiling, and occasionally stomping, stamping or scraping furniture, and that's what kids do, because when you're living in a box, because that's what these are, box upon box upon box upon box, you're going to get noise wherever you are. The more flats, the more people, the more noise, the more mess. It's not rocket science, is it? So she tells me to go back to bed. I'm not a person that likes lying in bed, to be honest. I like to try and keep active as much as possible, even when I'm in pain. This isn't pain. This is something else. It's like vibrations. I told you, it's a very odd sensation, and it comes with the perimenopause leading up to the menopause. It's like I'm getting vibrations from the bottom of my feet right up to the top of my head, and from the top of my head down to my feet. Now, there's a really good lady on YouTube that does perimenopause videos, and if it wasn't for going through them, I was shitting myself, literally. What the fuck is this? You know, it feels like I'm walking on, you know when you walk past someone drilling, and you get vibrations up your legs from the drill. Well, that's what it feels like for a lot of the time. I haven't got carpet on my floor. It's like linoleum, or floorboarding, whatever they made the floor with when I first moved in. I haven't got carpet. Because I mean, it's a nice pattern on the floor, and you know. So I'm thinking maybe because it's the floor's hard, maybe I'm getting a sensation from something. And then I remembered that I had that smart meter fitted. This is when this started. When that electric smart meter was fitted in the cupboard. And I had a problem with that at Lansdowne Court, getting sensations off of the smart meter. And I'm thinking, well, is it that? You know, when was that smart meter was fitted middle of last year, and that's when these vibrations started throughout my body. I've got nerve damage to my body, you see, and I don't know why, but electrical items make it worse. Nerve damage. It's been an affliction from 2015. It's very, it's horrible. But it could be the smart meter. It stops when I go out of this flat. When I go around to my mum's flat, I don't get the vibrations. When I go onto the field, I don't get the vibrations. It could well be the smart meter. So my mum, I'm obviously not going up to see my mum at the weekend. I don't usually see my mum at the weekend because we've had problems with taxis in the past not turning up, and I've had to walk home miles. And believe you me, you don't lose, just because you walk, it doesn't mean you're going to lose weight. You have to stop eating so many calories as well as exercise. So walking won't necessarily make you lose weight. It might tighten up your muscles, but it not necessarily making someone walk miles. They're not necessarily going to lose a large amount of weight. Okay, so I don't get taxis at the weekend. So my mum said to me she'd be ringing me throughout the day. Obviously, learning to ignore rather than get angry with noises is difficult. Anybody that has a noisy neighbour or somebody that is irritating and whatever, you have to ignore it. It's the only way, other than move somewhere else. But unfortunately, you know, you can get it wherever you move to. So I'm trying to deal with this. I've lived in this place since 2020, and I'm just learning to live with it and get on with it and ignore it. You know, I think I've become desensitised to it now. Desensitised to it. I mean, when people know that they're upsetting you, what do? They make your life worse. When somebody knows that they're upsetting you, they know something's annoying you, they're knowing it could even put you in an ambulance. What do some people do? They make it worse. So why do you think I've not been speaking about it? Why do you think I'm not talking about, in quotes, them? Because the more you speak about it, the more you show your feelings, the more that they're going to make it worse. And if it makes them happy, making someone ill, forcing them out of their flat and possibly putting them into an ambulance at some stage, if that's what floats their boat, let them get on with it. There's nothing I can do about it. But once somebody's gone, they don't give a shit. They'll pick on somebody else. Because that's what a bully does. When they've got rid of one victim, they go on to another one. Because their fix isn't drugs, it isn't alcohol, it isn't sex, it's bullying. So bullying makes them feel good. When they make someone small and insignificant feel even worse, they laugh. They do it worse. And when they've actually caused somebody to possibly commit suicide, because that's what it could lead to, or they've made them feel so ill they've had to go to hospital with distress, they get all excited. That's one down. How many more can we do? Because nobody stops them. Nobody's got the guts to stop them. so they move on to somebody else and make their life a misery because it makes them feel better. It's their drug. Bullying is their drug. And if I don't give them fuel to their fire, then they can't get off on upsetting me. Do you see what I mean? So that's why it's been quiet. To me, they're insignificant. To me, they're scum. To me, they're nasty, horrible people that I don't want to mix with. That's what a bully is. It's not no friend of mine, because somebody that likes me would help me. They wouldn't want to send me in a, in quotes, box. That's hateful, nasty and disgusting, and they should be ashamed of themselves. But remember that a bully's high is upsetting you, and if you fucking stop that, they haven't got nothing to bully, have they? They've got nothing to get high on. Right? So I've gone deaf to it. I sleep through it. I don't care what they do. I take no notice of them, and that's the best way. Because when you get crossed, they're all excited. You know, like they've taken, you know, a spoonful of sugar. They've got high on it. Ignore them. You see, when I was at school, one of them, you see, how does a bully start? They pick on somebody, right? And they like an audience. A bully likes an audience. That girl that was making noises yesterday afternoon. People turn round, don't they? What spanners? They're not thinking, they're thinking, what idiot's doing that? What idiot is making that noise? And then no reaction. Who the fuck is that? What's wrong with her? No reaction. Still no reaction. It's very hard to walk away from a situation like that without investigating what knobhead is doing it, why they're doing it, and what's wrong with them. But don't get involved. It could be drugs, drink, they could be mentally unwell. Just stay away from it. And that's what I did. I turned my back on it and I walked off. Right? You'll get a group of kids, and you know, for an older person, right, it's scary when there's like 20 kids in a circle, and this can be terrifying for an older person, especially for a hunched over old lady going into a shop. And she's going into a shop. It's fucking terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. And that's what us in our 40s and 50s have got that to come next when you're 60, 70, 80, walking through gangs of kids, smoking weed, drugs, with no help. You've heard that Lily Allen song, London I think it is, a boy robbing an old lady for a Tesco shopping. That's what people sing about. It's terrifying out there for people. See you later.